Hey man, so to explain the path that you're going on right now in your journey of healing, all right, I thought it'd be great to kind of give an illustration. I'm on a Denali trip right now. We're climbing Denali. It's a little over 20,000 feet. It's the former Mount McKinley, but it's going to be an amazing experience, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be super difficult. And we have guides with us, and we have people who know the route. We have people who know how to get to the top of the mountain, the easiest way to the mountain, the best practices on how to stay safe getting up there, all of those things. Much like that in our journey up this mountain, you need to know the path that you're going down in order to gain healing. You're not just going to spontaneously get there, all right? It's going to be intentional, and there's going to be things that you need to do in order to get there. And that's what these 5 steps are in large part about. It's not a comprehensive they're not comprehensive in the sense that like you won't do anything outside of this, but it gives you a good solid direction of how to go about your healing journey and how to get there. Now I liken this path much like the parable of the sower in Mark 4. Jesus talks about the parable of the sower. The farmer goes out and sows seed, and it lands on a number of different soils. And this path is a little bit like that. All right. The first step is owning it. We have to own our decisions in the relationship and in failing in the relationship. But we also have to own our identity as a son. We have to understand and own that we are his sons, regardless of what we have done or not done. All right. And this is very similar to the first soil. All right. The first soil that the seed landed on was hard packed, and it didn't sink in. And so it didn't get anywhere. The birds came and ate it. It didn't make it down the path at all. There was no progress in it sprouting up and for fruit at all. All right. And much like that, if you don't own your actions and your identity, you're not going to move further down the path. All right. The second step is wanting it. You have to want the healing more than the pain that you're going to experience going through it. All right. This is very similar to the second soil. All right. The soil was shallow that the seed fell on. And so it sprung up quickly. It initially went forward, but then the sun came out, the heat hit, the pain happened, and it quit. The plant withered and died, and your process will end if you don't have a desire to press through the pain of forgiveness, the pain of working through your heart, working through healing, memories, things like that. If you're not willing to do the hard work, you're not going to make it further down the path. All right, the third step is having the right it. You have to have the right motive for going down this path. All right, the right motive looks like becoming the son of God that you're called to be, intimacy with him, connection with him. It is keeping your eyes focused on him. All right, if we have our focus or our purpose on anything else and in anything else other than him, then it won't last. Okay. And you can say, well, that's not a bad thing. And it's not, but it can't be primary, because if you say your primary purpose is to restore your relationship with your ex-wife, well, what happens if she doesn't want it? Well, then all of a sudden your purpose for healing went out the window, and I guarantee you're going to stop. And so the primary purpose, your focus has to be on becoming the son that you already are, intimacy with your father. And that's very similar to the third soil. All right. The third soil, it sprouted up, came up, the seed in the soil came up, but there were weeds in it. All right. There was other things taking its attention, the focus off of producing fruit. What happened? It choked it out, and it didn't last. All right. The fourth step is that you have to believe it. You have to believe that this is possible. It's possible to get to that place where you are healed and thriving and hopeful again. You have to guard your mind and guard your thoughts. All right, it looks like protecting yourself, setting up boundaries. It's really important. Now, I liken this to guardrails on the path. All right, as you're walking down the path and you're going through the first 3 steps and you're just continuing down the journey, if you don't believe it, if you don't have the mindset that I'm going to make it, if I went up this mountain and thought I'm not going to be able to make it, we might not. When it gets hard, it's over. When something happens and the storm comes, I'm done. But those guardrails, all right, you believe it? They're like guardrails on the path. They're going to keep you on the path. If something comes in and, say there's something goes wrong in the process, whatever it is, and you get discouraged, these guardrails, believing it, is going to keep you on the path. Instead of going into the ditch, you're going to stay on the path. All right, now the fifth step is relationships. Now, this is key because relationships color everything you do in life. It doesn't matter what it is. I could not get up the mountain if I didn't have my guides. I couldn't get up the mountain alone, regardless if I knew how to get up there or not. I need other people. I need other brothers, and you do too. You need other brothers on this path. It's critical in your healing process and in going down. I liken it to the weather. You can see it's pretty sunny right now, but at some point on this journey, I guarantee you there's going to be a snowstorm, and it's going to be extremely cold and snowy, and I'm not going to be able to see the hand in front of my face. And that's what it's going to be like going down the path of healing. If you don't have other brothers, you're not going to be able to see the low-hanging branches that want to keep you, that trip you up, the potholes that are going to sprain your ankles. You're not going to see those things, and you're going to get stuck up, and you're not going to make it down the path. You will not make it with other brothers, man. That is just the reality. I'm telling you straight up. If you get nothing else, if you don't even go through this e-course, regardless, know that you need other brothers in your life. And that's not just for this life. That's not just for this journey of healing. That's for life in general. All right. But if you do it with other brothers, it's going to be a 78-degree weather. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It means it's going to be easier and doable. All right. You're going to be able to see the potholes that want to trip you up. You're going to be able to do it. Okay. Your brothers are there for you. You need to get them. All right, guys, these 5 steps are the steps in the healing process on the journey to health and hope and thriving again. And I hope you'll join me on the path, and I look forward to walking with you.